Hey there, Capricorn. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you are new to this channel, be sure you click that subscribe button and ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. Also, if you find you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us a big thumbs up, like, and share. And to all of you who've given donations into the channel, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I've ordered 4 new decks, which should be here sometime soon, but they are coming from Scotland. They are fantastic, and I'm looking forward to sharing them with you as soon as they arrive. Okay, so other than that, let me tell you guys. Oh, and if you're wondering where this fantastic necklace I have came from, check out Blazing Light Yoga on Instagram. It's a dear friend of mine, amazing person, and a warrior of truth and life. So, that being said, okay, it's a spread I'm not used to doing. We are, it's like starting to get into the nitty gritty, like stuff I haven't seen since I was a tiny, tiny girl. And I saw things so clearly and cut to the chase type stuff. Well, that's the world I lived in, that I shut it down and boom, now it's back. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to reshuffle the cards, do something totally new and different. It's like, And I said, okay, when you know, you go. That's Capricorn energy. That's Aries energy. When we have horns, you know, you go. Okay. So, crowning the very top is this credit card that says favor is smiling on you, but it came in inverted. And it's talking about you being down on your luck, things being difficult for you. It's kind of like you would say that life is holding out on you. You're trying every which way, through discipline, through work, and then finally popping open with emotions that you do not like because you realize they don't get you anywhere. And you're like, I don't feel anything else I can do. What else can I do? I'm stuck. How do I ever change this? I've been this way for so long. I've tried everything. And it's that you didn't mind the hard work, but there is no reward. I mean, eventually you got to put more gas in the car, right? And you're like, there's no way to refuel to keep going. But that's where all the planets are going right now, is each of us in the zodiac are hitting a wall, hitting a standstill, coming to a place where it's like it's now or never. It's that type of a thing. So we're having to get down into the nitty gritty of the stuff. I don't know what else to say, but straight in the center, I see the strength card come out. And anytime they have me use my affirmators, these babies, they are so simple that they are nuclear. They are atomic. They are bombs. And in came the first bomb. We're gonna it was a strength card. And I'm like, ooh, goody. Until they had me pull out the T cards on it. Until they had me pull out the credit cards. Because I was looking, going, well, that would seem like a neat thing. And then eventually it zoned my eyes in to these paws. It would seem like breaking down walls, but in this case, it's holding off the good stuff. It's holding off your freedom to trust yourself, to explore, to have fun, to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then it's also holding off your divine cup, which is the Ace of Cups. It's love, but it also has to do with love, lover. It has to do with connections with, in this case, the masculine is showing up. So any men in your life. Okay, so if you're a guy watching this, it's impacting your relationship with other men. If you're a woman watching this, it's impacting your relationship with the males in your life. That's what I gotta say. So, however that plays out for you, it can be in business, it can be with your own children, it can be with neighbors, whomever else. This hothead of strength coming in, which is your divine connection, your connection to divinity, is holding off holding off love and freedom. That sucks, doesn't it? So I was like, what? I'm going, no, I'm not going to say this. I must be making this up. And they're like, listen to us. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Because underneath comes this card, older man. And I thought, surely this isn't saying what all I think it's saying. And it's like, yes, it is. Dealings or relationship with an older man. But look at that. The bags, the burden, the weight, the heaviness, the worry. This is what you inherited from an older man. An older male energy in your life could be your father, could be whoever. but that is the dominant energy that is going on. It is blocking your divine connection because that power should be flowing down here. The fire should be down on the ground, not up in your head. So some of you may deal with a lot of frustration, repressed anger. Actual anger, I see more repressed anger because it's like heavy on your eyelids. A lot of stress, a lot of frustration, anxiety, worry, fear, doubt, those type of things playing out. And it's serious frustration. Okay. So that's coming from that male. They're wanting to bring it up now. They said now or never. The planets are here to move forward, to become benevolent for you, to shift your mind frame, because you saw it like this, but this is all you were getting. It didn't make sense because just like, oh, remember how I said the fire, ignore that this is a face right in the card. The fire shouldn't be on your head. It should be down on the ground, right? Fire should be down here in the earth energy. That's where we put fire at, okay? Just like your favorite card should look like this, not this. Do you see what I mean? So the fire being up on your head makes life like this. It causing the frustration, and it's going to, coming from that root, coming from your early stage or earliest ways, it's going to produce that fruit. And that's the opposite of favor. Fire, frustration is the opposite of favor. Oh, goody for you. Well, we already tapped into some good energy work here because now the favor is upright. So not only am I a massage therapist, but I'm a Reiki master, and I've done energy work for as long as I can remember. So that's how we're actually doing here. These are all energy sessions. They're not tarot and oracle card reads. We're looking at the energy around you to help give you perspective so that, like your blind spot, which is naturally there, we're showing up there to give you full, 360 so that you can move forward with your spirit and your guides as to how to live your best, bold, bright, beautiful life here now. Because you feeling good, you being your full self makes my life better. Even if we never meet in person, you being that amazing person makes our world a better place because it lifts those burdens off of others because you're a living example of truth now. You are right now. You're not this. You're not this, you're this. The fire is in the right place. When you're your true self, you flow in that favor shining upon you and flowing around you. And therefore, it's transforming our world energetically because people, our first sense that we're really tapped into, our eyes, we start to see. First we hear, then we begin to observe. Then we start to speak, okay? The mastering speech comes sometime later, that's for sure. But underneath, it's letting us know what it did down in the root. And this is called the Today card, but it has to do with the power of today, your rhythm, your life song, who you are, your footprint, your fingerprint, your hallmark. And it is inverted. It is blocked, so your future is being blocked. That should be open, and this should be a form of protection from past and old and just like, we eat food and it doesn't come back. It goes out one way and it leaves us, right? So it's the order and the power and the protection of that is how your life should be, but it's upside down. So it's like being locked out of your own and you've become the tail and not the head, okay? So you're wanting next to move into the Fool. So we're going to look into the Fool, the open-hearted energy. So when there is that worry, when there is that burden, the heart is not open. This pressure, this fire, this chaos is building up in the head, and it will keep producing the fruits thereof because the heart is closed. Thank you for teaching us that. That's fantastic, Capricorn. So in order to be open, you need your heart to be open. Therefore, your wings can then spread. You can open up your throat chakra. It all begins to align and flow because that is what you're telling me is uniting your high heart with your will. And in your will is a whole bunch of tools, not anything to force or to make, but to help keep things working and going in the right direction as you move right along. But the wild thing is here that you were showing me and highlighting is you see where the foot is? Let me show you how the cards are sitting in front of me, okay? It's sitting like this. So it has your foot caught, your legs caught, you're tethered, you're tied. You can't go off on this journey in the freedom and the joy. This is joy calling you here. Anytime you see kind of like that baby's breath, that star breath type energy, all your wisdom, you're all set, you're ready to go follow your stars. You're ready to be free and follow your spirit, but you're caught. You're snagged right there. And you're like, what's that all about? Well, tell us about that, Joy. Okay. So, do I need to do more? Hang on. Okay. So underneath is man, dealings or relationship with a man. Okay. So this is impacting your relationship. That's how I knew it's impacting your relationship with men. Okay. Whether you're a male or a female, it's very specific. This isn't a vice versa kind of thing going on here. If you are here, this reading is for you. So it impacts that relationship with a man. So if it's in the case of you having a lover, it impacts that and it keeps it closed off from you. It keeps you're caught in that perpetual loop. I can't turn that card back. You're caught in that perpetual loop of having your fire in the wrong place. Which Capricorns, yes, the horns there, it could seem very right that you're very work-driven, success-driven, that type of a thing. But remember, the favor wasn't there. And now that we have the favor turned up right, you can begin to see what all it really is impacting. It could seem that way because Capricorns are often born old souls to fix kind of generational curses, some chaos, things like that. Because of the way we're built, we're able to go to the highest heights in the deepest depths like that. Places other people can't go because we're built for it. Just like frogs, they can live on land and in the water because they're built for it. So we're built that way, and we thought, well, this is what we're made for. This is what life's about. This is what we're here for. This is what we're relegated to. So we'll flow and we'll go. We'll flow and we'll go. And it's like, that ain't flow. Your foot is snagged, sucker. You are caught in a trap. And what kind of trap is that in your dealings with a man? It could impact your friendships, your relationship with family members, that whole thing. Because feeling trapped, feeling caught, definitely creates chaos in the heart. It creates an electrical storm going on in the seat of your soul, and it makes so much more of that fire, and it keeps the fire driving upward and never being able to go down to your base to come back up, which is why you're not getting financial success, which is why you're not owning your own home, which is why you're driving a car that you're definitely thankful for because you know it works as hard as you do, but it's seen better days and it could use some TLC, and so could you, my friend. So could you. We should take care of the things we love. And that's what this is showing me right now, that came out of my mouth is this is your idea of love. Okay? So learn how to take care of yourself. What it is showing us is this, deceit and thorns. What you specifically pulled out on this card is why you don't trust relationships, why you're not able to move into a healthy bond with someone your own age, with people. It doesn't have to be your same age, but you know what I mean? Without your elders, without being relegated to just work only, so that you can have connection on a relatable aspect. That's what we're going to say. You're on the wrong side, and that's what's producing the thorns. So here, the check mark is backwards, so you're seeing it through the wrong lens. You're having to look like I'm your home, and you're outside having to look in through the window because you don't even have permission to enter yourself. Does that make sense? To where if you were inside looking out, this wouldn't have thorns. There wouldn't be deceit. Deceit is trickery. And in this case, you've been tricked out of your own rights. Okay? And I'm not saying that this person did it to you. They were tricked out of their own rights. How? Worry, fear, burdens, not having to deal with their own true heart, going on and on ad infinitum out of the mouth, their expenditure of words, saying difficult things. Okay? So, where do we go next? Next, we step into the Ace of Cups, which is on the other side of strength. Remember, strength has the hands up, holding this off. To me, the Ace of Cups is the pinnacle. You could be reaching for the 2, you could be reaching for the 6, you can be reaching for the 9 and the 10, but let me tell you, the 1 contains them all because the 1 is you. All right? That's what takes everything over the edge and trips it into the majority, that brings it into the reward that causes it to flow. That's being in union. And when you're in union, remember here, you were locked out of your own house. Here, you have your rights to yourself. But that's what's being held off by that frustration, by that fire, by that this thing that was going on. I'm pausing because, okay, I don't like continuing to talk about it because the cards are moving forward, so we're going to stop here. And I didn't know why they had me stick these other things off to the side, because, I mean, they were so, they were like flat notes, and flats aren't bad notes in of themselves, but like out of tune flat notes, like dong, you know, it falls and it smushes to the ground kind of notes coming in and covered by this. All right. So I was like, why are we sticking that there? What is going on? What's number 30? Orca, song lines. Remember over here your song? Okay, so we're going to turn your song right side up and give you permission to have the flow again. And then that's going to get rid of the thorns. Okay, man, you're a genius. We're turning it up right now. The sun is already starting to shine in the right direction, which is going to open up your Ace of Cups. You are a genius, baby. I get smarter every day when you guys teach me. So that was these things coming in. It seems innocent enough because of all the magic going around it that it seemed like trustworthy. It seemed like a good idea. It seemed to make sense, and you're asleep, so you're not in control when you're asleep, right? You're subject to how your mind is playing things out. So all along, all your life, you've been asleep, subject to how things are playing out. This is how things were playing out, is what we're about to find out. Okay, so June, like the pinnacle of when spring moves into summer. It's like becoming mature. It's like becoming of age, being at that time, like it's the month of marriage. It's when things start to bear fruit, you know, which would have to do with like sexuality, embracing, inheriting, to where even if you're a trustee, you eventually become old enough that it is yours. You're no longer the apprentice. You're now the master, all right? And it's you having permission to control your own heart, because the hands are at the forefront there, and all the bounty and beauty that spring forth from that, according to your mind. Next came in was career. Having the permission to be your own boss, to call the shots, to make the decisions. All right, this is what we're setting free, and here were the underlying energies. That's funny, underlying energies over it. That's why your head was on fire, because what was covering. Okay, so what was covering June, the heart, the permission for that bounty, that beauty, to be have your own life, you know. What you dream and desire, you can have it. That's what you're really saying, was the bat. Take care, enemies are working against you. And so it was inside the dark. Remember this card, because bats live in caves. Not saying bats are good or bad or whatever. It's how they live, and they can't even see, right? They're moving off their other senses. So here, what you were seeing is what you were believing, right? And you thought this was help coming along, and this is how you're supposed to live, and you're just, you know, you'll get through it. But there was this stuff underlying going on, creating this chaos that fed and nurtured its own garden, its own self, like using your energy, remember, for another to inherit. You don't even have the keys to your own house, right? And then with the career card, remember, being your own boss, we have the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And it was about, you know, having to do things with force as opposed to flow. Not being able to trust yourself of when you've done enough and to let it rest. That everything flourishes from rest. Okay, so like even when you make bread, you make dough, you massage it and you knead it and you work it and you work it and you work it, and it begins to produce this beautiful elasticity that's going to allow the bread to rise high and to give it a lot of tenderness when you go to eat it. But you have to let it rest. You have to let it rest so that it can recover from all that energetic work, so that then it can give even more to you, okay? So that it truly can fulfill that expansion that you put there. Otherwise, it's going to go and tug and pull and work against itself, okay? So, now that we got that all clear, and favor is completely smiling on us today, right now, And we're no longer trapped in the thorns of deceit because we're not on the outside looking in. We're on the inside looking out. You are now in your driver's seat. So now we go step back to this cup of love because that's what just happened. You're now in your driver's seat. That's the cup of love. Love is what you desire. It's your dreams. It's all that good stuff. It's things that, it's this realm. You see? But you also get to wake up and walk it out and live it out. You get to have both worlds. You get to have the moon and the sun. You get to have your rest and your wakefulness. You get to be all one, okay? You get to be made whole. And look at the love is like a perfusion. They're in motion now in front of my eyes, moving about, that your whole aura is filled with love. It's no longer this fiery frustration, that mental chaos, that being clogged and plugged, of like the swollen bags under your eyes of being burned and heavy, and the furrowed brow from the worry, and the like vomitrocious mouth. I don't know how else to say it. It's like bile. It's just gross. It's like, what do they call it? Mouth vomit, throat vomit. I don't even know. It's like that burp, junk, gross. Yeah, all that belching is so gross. Things coming back to get you, that type of thing. That's over and done. Look at you. Why? Because you're not focused anywhere else but right here in this cup of love, right in what's in front of you, right in what's around you, living in the moment. And that didn't just mean, oh, I'm setting off so carefree, because this fool is brilliant and intelligent. This fool has his feet on the ground, would have eat, right? Because this one's now being set free to move forward, all right? And this is your companion calling you along. That means that you have companions wanting to come in, okay, friends, lover. You've got all that good stuff trying to come in and to join you. So under the Ace of Cups, we have Vase, secret admirer. First and foremost, you're realizing you're heaven's darling, you're heaven's amazing creation, and that causes you to be open and receptive, ready, exquisite, elite, fantastic, knowing who you are, because any effort you begin to put out now brings reward, and you're like, whoa, I did this and it brought about that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's full of all this beautiful surprise, because you'd worked so long and hard receiving nothing that you expected a decent amount of work to be applied before you received anything. But that's not true. Why? Because you're finally free. Your heart is free. And you're free to what? You're free to move forward. Spread these wings, explore life, see the new horizons, remember, because it's now upright. See that sun shining and carrying you forward to follow the sun. I think you got life loving you, you got people loving you, you got you loving you, and that bears much fruit. So what fruit does it bear? Well, it bears the world. Okay, no. All right, we go back up for a second, because they're saying go back and pick yourself up. The devil, here you are, ready to go, positioned and ready. You're ready to eat, to taste that fruit, to enjoy it coming and going, and to be like, in this case, you're receptive, like to receive like this, but you're receptive in that your heart is so overflowing that the generosity flows as well. So your receptivity enables your generosity, and no longer was it working against you, because you've always been generous and other-minded, but it was taxing, and you just thought of it as that, well, I'm a Capricorn, that's how it is, that's how it feels. And now he's like, it's like, ba-da-da-da-da, no, it's not. We are plugged in and ready to go. And now that's why I wanted to come in after the fool over here. He's like, because I can put my plug wherever I want it. Wherever I go, there I am. And that means you fully belong to yourself now. You possess your body. You are in your home. You are your power, your magic, your divine dish. So, knowing that you're your divine dish and that nothing's out to harm you anymore or hold back from you, you have dreams coming down and awakening. And underneath it in the T cards, what we have is box. You will receive a gift. And they're talking about now that you possess and own yourself, it's like your gift, that star, your heart, your connection is going to rise up. It's going to rise up, and you will be that boss. Remember how career showed up here? You're going to be your own boss. And that can be in a job, but that also just means I know I go. I know what I want to do. And you no longer associate with those hard feelings, that frenetic fire and those type of things like fireworks shooting off in your head. It can have its own voice, its own say, which is a gift in itself. Having come from this and seen what worry can do, what burdens can do, what that droning of the words can do, that weariness, because words is where we leak our most energy, can I tell you? In comes which way is up. And it's whichever way you see it. Just like a wheel. It turns. It's coming in like the wheel of fortune. You're like, I'm ready to find out my fortune. I'm ready to find out what I'm made of. And I like it because you have no preconceived notion of what that is. You just know it's favor. It feels good. It puts a smile on your face, Cappy. Okay. So now we're going to jump into the world, number 21 coming along. And see, when there's nakedness, that means you're free. You're totally free. And you're wrapped up in the covering of heaven, the divine grace, the alignment of this fool's journey of having been right all along. Knowing yourself completely, and the greatest gift you could give yourself is the freedom to express that, to be right. Because remember, right isn't black or white, up or down, right or wrong. It's not that type of thing. It's about good or bad. It's about you being yourself. Right is, what is Spirit calling you to do? Where are the stars leading and guiding you? What is your soul saying yes to? What puts a smile on your face, friend? What puts a smile on your face? So that brings in wealth. Okay, so this wealth is prosperity. It is financial wealth, but it's also opportunities. Each one of these golden nuggets, one of these golden coins, is an open opportunity. It's an open gate, an open door. No longer is that vileness, that bile coming out of your mouth. So it's a clear channel in order to bring forth life, to bring forth enthusiasm, to bring forth blessings and joint ventures and all the good stuff that you could dream of. Okay? Underneath it, jump in a cosmic creation. Cosmic creation. You found where you belong. You've gotten in that state where your mind is clear. You've gotten this energy. That's dispelled now. That fiery chaos is dispelled now. And now that we've moved up into the purple and the pink, you've gotten in these upper realms and you've gained the gift of what's there, of knowing yourself, and you're able to jump down and gain that genuine wealth. Remember, that's coming from the lower chakras, the earth chakras, getting your fire down on the ground where it belongs. Your passion down deep, baby. That's exciting. Okay. That's exciting, Cappy. Hey, I get to listen back to this and drink in this juice for myself. I'm glad they gave me the courage, well, actually, the kick in the pants, to come on through and to talk about this and to get this out in the open. I hope it has served you well and that you get to enjoy this new gift, the gift of you. Love you guys. Bye.